Guys, look at this cute little blob here. This is human brain tissue, and yes, these black dots on it are optic nerves. It is growing photoreceptors on this brain tissue, meaning it can see and respond to light, but not like you and I. It's a little bit different because it doesn't have the full nerve receptors built out. But forget lab-grown chicken. This is lab-grown human. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about biocomputers because we just had a massive breakthrough on this technology. When combining human brain tissue with AI, it has now gotten to the point where it is accelerating and learning faster than just AI by itself. This is massive, but comes with a lot of different complications, as we'll get into in just a moment. So, what am I talking about here? Well, recently we had a breakthrough in this biocomputer technology in which the brain that they're growing in a lab was able to respond to researchers' voices. So they used 240 audio clips of 8 people pronouncing different Japanese vowels. The clips were converted into electrical signals and amplified to the brainware system. This generated signals in the neural networks of the brain organoid, which then they fed into an AI tool for decoding, and it was able to guess and accurately depict who was talking about 78% of the time, which is still less accurate than artificial neural networks, but it's groundbreaking because this is lab-grown human brain that is conducting this scientific study. Well, it's not conducting the study, but it's partaking in the study. And this is cool because traditionally, computers, like the one that you're probably watching this on, or even AI, artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence, is really good at computation. Meaning 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, or even more complicated computation, but it has to break everything down into an equation that it can then solve, and it's artificial intelligence. It's not truly intelligent, it's just able to conduct complex computations very, very quickly and then spew out an answer to you. But by incorporating human brain tissue, because us humans are really good at probabilistic statistics and stuff like that, not just point-blank computation, you're able to take the computational power of AI and traditional computers and mix it with the probabilistic computation power to create a system that can learn and retain these learnings on its own. How mind-blowing is that? It's very, very early days. Like, we just have a little blob in a petri dish right now, and they're forcing this thing to play Pong, which the video muted, and I'm going to play it right now because it's kind of cool. It's interesting to see it. Hopefully it's actually muted. There we go. Living brain cells are in a dish and learning to play Pong. I made a TikTok video on this, and I used a pretty aggressive hook because part of what they're doing is they're going to grow these human brain tissues and get them as close to the real thing as they can. Then they're going to give it dementia, see if we can study how that process takes place and the effects that it has, and then see about different treatments reversing backwards. So my hook in the video is like, would you sign up for a study in which you had to get dementia and be forced to play Pong for the rest of your life? Because that's low-key what's happening here if we then want to delve into like what is consciousness and stuff, which I don't know that I'm ready to have a conversation like that on this video, but I want to present that suggestion to you, like what the hell is consciousness if we're growing human brains in a petri dish and forcing it to play Pong for its entire existence. If it at any point becomes self-aware, that's a pretty shitty life. And like, what is consciousness if not just the ability for us to know that we're self-aware and think about the question of what is consciousness? But that's like a 4-hour conversation that I need to have after probably smoking something. All right, I did cut the video there because I was starting to ramble a little bit. This organic brain tissue biocomputer is somewhat similar to a quantum computer, in my opinion, just with probably less qubits, if you will. But what we've been able to do, actually, because we found as we grew these petri dish computer tissues, or petri dish brain cells into larger and larger tissues, we were unable to circulate resources to them so that they could continue to grow and survive, and so the cells were becoming oxygen deficient until a research group put this human brain tissue into a mouse brain, and it was able to tap into the neural network there and get oxygenated blood from the circulatory system of the mouse and actually make real connections with the brain tissue of the mouse. So a human mouse. Kind of weird to think about, but it's a way that they've been able to grow this tissue beyond its natural limits. because we don't have a way to grow a circulatory system within the brain tissue. Because when we take the stem cells from the initial treatment, you start off with stem cells and then you direct them to grow into one type of tissue. To my knowledge, we're not yet able to create two different types of tissues within the same build. Maybe I'm wrong at that part. If somebody knows more than me in that domain, please leave a comment down below. I just felt that this was a massive breakthrough in the world of biosciences, and since this is a decentralized sciences channel, I wanted to bring it up and discuss everything with you and just present to you guys some more information, because often we're focused on specifically just talking about healthcare, and while this is healthcare related to some capacity, because we'll be able to study the brain with different brain-based diseases and illnesses to produce results for longevity and hopefully be able to allow humans to live longer and healthier lifespans rather than just longer dying lifespans like we do right now with all the medications and stuff. It is a biocomputer, and we have to remember that science is not just healthcare. It is all sciences. So whether it's going up into outer space or whether it's building a quantum computer or a brain computer, we have to remember that this sector that we've entered into together is very, very complex and enormous. This opportunity that we have at hand, having noticed decentralized science so goddamn early, is very important that you pay attention to all these different breakthroughs so you can kind of front run different potential avenues for making money in this space. If you see that biocomputers start gaining traction, nobody knows what these are. Nobody's talking about this kind of stuff yet, but if you pay attention to it, maybe you'll see some investment opportunities before the masses actually start seeing it. I think this is probably still decades away from being like a real avenue of making some money and making some profits in anything. But who knows? Maybe we have a hype cycle when quantum computing gets their time in the sun in like 5 years or whatever it ends up being. Maybe biocomputers piggyback off of that. Who knows? Your time's your most valuable asset. I thought this was worth sharing. I thought it was interesting. Hopefully you did as well. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.